just can't tell you how I feel about it. I just can't say it. Just take a deep breath and let it stay. My heart beats faster when I'm in your arms. When I see you, my words seem to slur. It's like you take my breath away. What is my heart telling me? I can't tell you how I feel about you. I can't say. Just take a deep breath and let it stay. Although it may seem crazy, I might have feelings for you. Who started as my friend and is now a person I have feelings for. The feeling of right and wrong makes me not want to lose our friendship. I can't tell you how I feel about you. I just can't say. Just take a deep breath and let it stay.
Ooh.
The title of this poem is Worst Nightmares. Regret, dark, heavy, and oppressive, smothering my beacons of hope, leaving me stranded without guidance. Me and my regret sit in the dark among the smoldering remains of what once were the hope-filled flames of my ambition. But now, me and my regret sit watching as the last ember of my hope dies. Because I became lackadaisical about my duties, and thus I failed to rigorously upkeep the machines of my ambition so it could cease to operate. I fell through the cracks of mainstream society. Thus, here I sit, regretting my loss of focus as my world crashes down around me, and I become just another black statistic.
Excuse me, this part of my voice are a little music today, but the poem I'm reading is called The Sacred Letter. It was whispered in heaven, was muttered in hell. The echo caught faintly the sounds that fell. On the confines of earth was permitted to rest, and in the depths of the ocean's presence in the dust. Till we found in the sphere when it is riven asunder, been seen in the lightning, and heard in the thunder. 'Twas allotted to man with his earliest breath, it tempts him at birth, and awaits him in death. Presides over his happiness, honor, and health, and is as proper as house in the end of his wealth. In the heaps of the miser, 'tis hoarded with care, but is sure to be lost with his prideful heir. It begins every hope, ends every wish, must be bound. With the husbandman toils beneath the monarch's his crown. With the soldier and seaman they roam, but woe to the wretch who expels it from home. In the whispers of conscience is voice be found, nor air in the whirlwind of passion be drowned. To soften the heart, but through the deathly air, it will make it acutely and instantly hear. Set in shade, let it rest like a delicate flower. Ah, breathe on it softly, it dies in an hour.
Participating in the open mic, hopefully. I wanted to. I did want to, but I think I left my little coin somewhere that's not here. So, but what I'm going to do is.
I got a copy of the door.
You do?
Okay.
Anyone? Sarah. Sarah?
feelings of fear. Waiting for the day when it is time to be face to face, to let up on your anger, just know this is wrong to say. But I can't wait for the day that you lay in your grave, the day my fear may drain almost all the way. Now it is time to stop this childish game, thinking someday I may love you the same way. Time stop for a moment and let reality kick in. As we left the place I fought home for so long. Everything was lost, and you can't be a man and admit you were wrong. Face the truth and holding on for so long. To hear the confession you can't let leave your lips. Maybe I should stop holding on to the sweet dream of my mind being at bliss. Someday when you lay in your grave, I'll be less afraid. The memories of those days will still be there, but believe me when I say, I'll have one thing less to fear every day.
I'm just off.
Hi y'all, I'm Bernice Sophia. And I was a winner last year for the poetry slam, and I just want to give y'all something a little bit because it's my last year. This poem is called Time to Lay. I didn't have time to memorize it though. I've been betrayed, hurt, and taunted. I always walk around here just feeling lost. I'm so sick of these people trying to put me in shame. At the end of the day, it's all just a game. Life is crazy and not fun. Most of the time, I just want to pack my stuff and run. People want to sit here and just laugh. I know how to fight. I just got too much class. Females will say, dang girl, you look a mess. It's not my fault that I dress like an old lady. Most of the time, I'm stressed. So for those people who want to just talk, y'all really look lame. One day when I achieve my fame, things will never be the same. Thank you.
Has anyone else open mic? If not, I have my poem now. And I guess. The name of my poem is Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I've been climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there hasn't been any light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on those steps, because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I'm still going, honey. I'm still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stairs.
judge, Mr. Darrell.
If I think I am beaten, I am. If I think I dare not, I don't. If I like to win but think I can't, it's an absolute fact that I won't. Life's battles don't always go to the strong or the fast, but sooner or late, the I who wins is the I who thinks I can.
Do we have others who want to go up and express themselves?
I promise I would, Sam.
Yay!
I didn't prepare anything, so let's just wing it and see what we come up with. We'll call this one, just watching it, advice to young poets. All right. I always tell my students, right, to be concrete, as hard as the street from which you're from. To share that vision with someone who's never known it, who's afraid of the things that come with it, who probably doesn't own it. And I don't mean to treat it lightly, but the visions that you see daily and nightly should be shared, given life, in the open air or on the written page, where I prefer to spend my days, because on stage, I get a little afraid. Doesn't mean my words shouldn't be shared, or the sights behind my eyes unbared, uncovered. One day you might do it in front of your future wife, future lover, future friend, future enemy, future mentor, future students. You never know where your vision will take others, but you've got to learn to share it. Take it from beneath the covers. And that's it.
This is what I'm saying. We're in the moment.
Yes, Staples.
All right. I'm going to read a poem called Poor People. It's by a poet named Lemon. He was one of the many Dutch poets, and I went to see them in DC. I got a chance to meet him. Stood outside of the Lincoln Theater, talked to him for about 2 hours, in all honesty. So I remember watching him perform this, so I just want to, I'll probably tear it up. It's got a few words we can't really say, so I'll just say something else. All right? Yeah, I just leave it. I can't see well right here. I can't see you guys. All right. So it's called Poor People. To the generations that were born without a choice, born more broken than broke, more ghetto than ghetto, this one's to let the world hear your voice. Because there's too many nowadays claiming hardship when they grew up in the hood, but with a family full of love, and the only real strugglers know that just because you from the projects don't make you a thug. See, there's a difference between being ghetto and being poor. There's a difference between financial problems and being dead broke with nothing to live for. See, when the ghetto wore suede pumas and shell top tees, yeah, some of y'all kind of young, you might not know about that. They made fun of the poor for wearing no frills and 4 stripes and called them Faritas. And when the ghetto wears fur coats and Averex leathers, the poor stays warm by wearing 3 old sweaters. Under their Michael Jackson pleathers, the ghetto takes a bite out of a full-course meal and can just throw the rest away. The poor eat white rice with eggs and ketchup and considers that gourmet. So the next time you see a young man with a criminal record trying to get a job, put the brother up. Because that's the truth behind why he does some negative things. And while you yourself, I just changed that up too, got robbed. Next time you laugh at your homies still hanging on the street, remember that's who made you who you are, the reason why you sleep. Never forget the grips, the grind, the hard times, the dirt. Always remember the poor people, even though it may make your heart hurt. Remember the poor people, and I'm not even trying to tell you how to live, but vanity will kill you, So will MTV Cribs. I don't know Carson Daly, and MTV will never play me. So I'm bent on showing the whole country the way my heart rocks. I'm not a menace. It's just y'all forgotten about the rebel. It's just that y'all forgotten about the rebel since you lost Machiavelli to Don and the rap Alfred Hitchcock. So remember Main Street ghetto-ness, mainstream ghetto-ness, how you've been blessed. Remember that same God who blessed you. Always got a pocket filled with Generation Next. Next up to bat. Next up to sharpen our raps. Next up to take it all and run. Next up to preach the science hard and keep it bouncing on the one. So believe me when I tell you, your money is not the root of all evil, because you will see pure hell coming when you forget about the poor people.
Wow.